Welcome, everybody, to the Jones and the wild scene that is a blackout game here in Lubbock, Texas. Into the mayhem walk the 7th-ranked Sooners with their national championship hopes still very much on the line. This is college football presented by Walmart. Oklahoma and Texas Tech. And when these two last got together in this particular stadium, it was an offensive explosion for the ages.
Baker's got it. He's going to sling it for the end zone. Oh, mama! He's got a touchdown!
Mahomes kept it himself. Touchdown, Red Raiders. Fingertip catch right in the corner of the end zone.
It took every ounce of offense the Sooners had tonight, but they're going to ride out of Lubbock with a win.
What a wild affair that was. Perhaps you're familiar with the two quarterbacks from that game. Baker Mayfield and Patrick Mahomes will meet in Cleveland in the NFL tomorrow. So the names have changed, but you get the idea about the offense. The two top-scoring offenses in the Big 12, two top-scoring offenses among the top 10. How's
Every goal that Oklahoma had at the start of the season very much still in reach.
They obviously are alive.
Run the table and win the Big 12. We'll see what happens.
Are you ready?
Watch out, he's loose! They're not going to get him! What a grab! Going deep for Hollywood! Jack Wall, he's gone! Kyler Murray! There's the speed! Showtime!
Oklahoma looking to make another statement. They go for their 19th straight true road victory. Let that wash over you for a second. In a very tough place to play on a blackout night here in Lubbock. Match is called at the 4-yard line. Can't say enough about Kyler Murray. Everyone's raving about the skill set, and this is not news, people. He never lost a game in high school. I mean, and 3 state championships. Oh, by the way, he's the 9th overall pick in baseball by the Swinging Athletics. He's in the top 10 in 7 different offensive categories. It's almost unfair. One kid should have so much talent.
Well, and really the scary thing is when you talk with Lincoln Riley, he says, listen, this kid doesn't have a whole lot of game experience, okay? He can be so much better than he already is, and he's having a historic season. He picked the wrong season to have a great season because of Tua Tagovailoa at Alabama, but this kid has been equally as good as Tua.
He will start backed up. Oklahoma from their own 4-yard line. Standing in the end zone with Trey Sermon to his right. Give it to Sermon. Somehow he's able to squeak through down to the 9-yard line.
You're going to see everybody wants to talk about Marquise Brown and the speed of Marquise Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Kyler Murray. But if you ask Lincoln Riley, he says, listen, the reason we're getting better and better as a team is this offensive line is really starting to gel together, led by their redshirt freshman center, Creed Humphrey.
2nd down and 6. Texas Tech showing some pressure. Now they drop Adams and a 4th player late. Kyler Murray to throw. It's picked off. His first throw of the game intercepted by Vontae Dorsey. Dorsey inside the 10. And it'll be dropped inside the 5-yard line. 17-yard interception return. Vontae Dorsey, the senior, picks Kyler Murray off. The one thing Murray hadn't been doing all season, throwing interceptions.
Just trying to throw the dig route to Marquise Brown and never sees Vontae Dorsey. You're right, Kyler Murray hasn't thrown many interceptions, only 3 on the entire season. And a great opportunity for Texas Tech here at home to get this crowd in the game and take the lead.
Dorsey getting his 3rd consecutive start. The quick change, we'll see how Texas Tech will try to take advantage. From the 3-yard line. On the ground, it's Henry. And he's going to lose yards on the play. That's the true freshman, Tayzon Henry, knocked out by Kenneth Murray for the loss.
And right off the bat, this Oklahoma defense put in a sudden change situation. This has been one of the areas they have struggled. Red zone defense. They've had 24 opportunities with possessions on red zone defense, and they've given up 20 touchdowns in those 24. That's the worst in FBS.
Henry has come out. Ward has checked back in. Second down and goal. Bowman sends Ward in motion. Bowman looking, middle of the end zone. Wide open is T.J. Vasher for the score. And the Red Raiders draw first blood. Sermon a single setback for 3rd down and 5. Just got the play away. Good pocket for Murray. Throws it, it's intercepted again. It's picked off, and it's Vontae Dorsey again. His second interception. Dorsey still on his feet, and he'll be dropped at the 25. Vontae Dorsey. What a night for Dorsey already. It's a 31-yard fumble return. We thought he would be kicked out of the game for targeting.
Take a look at this, Steve. They're confusing Kyler Murray. All these guys are going to pop out at the snap, and Kyler Murray is confused. He goes from one side to the other, and then when he tries to throw this football here, he just misses him, throws the ball high, and it goes right to Dorsey. Clearly, Kyler Murray's a little bit rattled to start this football game.
And Dorsey is charmed. He was not ejected for targeting. Said he did not use the crown of his helmet. And that Grant Calcaterra, who made a great catch, was not a defenseless receiver, a runner.
All right, now Tony Jones is going to talk to him. That's not going to stop.
On 1st down, here's Bowman throwing. Anton Wesley catching. And a tackle by Justin Broyles to bring up 2nd down. Dorsey has 48 yards in return yardage so far. Oklahoma's offense has 38 yards.
Well, if you're Texas Tech, you have to make Oklahoma pay, right? You know that Kyler Murray's not going to be held down all night. They're going to score their points. They come in averaging close to 50 a game. So you have to take advantage of these 2 opportunities to score touchdowns off turnovers.
Well, you're not talking about a field goal here either. 8 minutes to play in the first. Quick pitch to Wesley, trying to gain the edge, and he's got 1st down yardage.
And you mentioned earlier, Brian, that 20 out of 24 times the defense has allowed a touchdown. Texas Tech has been really good this year. They're 4th in the FBS in touchdowns scored inside the red zone, so not a good matchup.
The only teams who have allowed more touchdowns in the red zone than Oklahoma, Bowling Green, Wake Forest, and East Carolina. You do not want to be in that company. That's Henry, stumbles back to the line of scrimmage.
Right, there's a lot of talking going on the field. Both sides are jabbing, talking at each other. Texas Tech clearly came into this game with an attitude that they were not going to be bullied. And you've seen it from their defense, and now their offense is talking.
Jet Duffy has come in at quarterback now. They like him inside the red zone. Brings a running element. But he's going to throw. Able to set up to Henry. To the goal line. Touchdown.
Done it in back-to-back drives to start this game. We're going to find out a little bit about young Kyler Murray here tonight.
Murray in the first 8 games threw 3 interceptions. Tonight, the 2 picks in the first 8 minutes of our game. Here's Kennedy Brooks. His first carry of the young game. Rico Jeffers makes the stop. They love the young linebacker for Texas Tech.
If you're Lincoln Riley, you're going to settle your quarterback down, right? And the best way to do that, run the football. In Oklahoma, their advantage is they come in averaging 237 yards rushing on the ground. That's 1st in the Big 12. They can rely on that run game.
2nd down and 7. Here's Murray. Going to try to do it with his legs since the arm isn't working right now. He is pounded down by Jordan Brooks to bring up a 3rd down and 1.5, let's say.
We're talking with this Texas Tech defense and David Gibbs. They said, listen, if we have a chance to take our shots at Kyler Murray when he's running the football, he has to feel us. We've got to hit him when he's running the football. That time Brooks got a big shot.
3rd down and 2. That's Brown in a slot, bottom of your screen. Off the play fake. Murray to throw, lofts one, and it's open. Jeremiah Hall, the fullback, out of the backfield. On a 3rd down and 2, go to Jeremiah Hall, his 2nd catch of the season. It goes for 35.
Well, you're worried about Trey Sermon, Kennedy Brooks, Marquise Brown, CeeDee Lamb, you name it. Okay, let's throw it to a guy who hasn't caught a ball all year. Jeremiah Hall, great play design from Lincoln Riley.
Kyler Murray will pick up some passing yardage and maybe some confidence there. He's got 2 completions and 2 interceptions. On the ground, Trey Sermon makes a few people miss, and he'll dance inside the 20. And finally out of bounds, see where they mark him. Talking about the 18-yard line. And you see Trey Sermon, let's go, let's go, let's go, here we go.
That's their #1 play. It's that counter. They pull both the guard and the tackle, and they're going to wrap around, and they're going to maul your linebackers with those 2 pullers. But for Texas Tech, they've got a tackle better. That time they haven't stopped at the line of scrimmage, and Ja'Shawn Johnson and Vontae Dorsey both missed tackles on Sermon.
First down and 10 at the Texas Tech 19. Murray under pressure, trying to get out of there. Kyler Murray, the fastest player on the field. You get an example of that. Able to turn the edge. He was just running away from Justice Parker. That kind of seemed unfair.
Texas Tech had the perfect defense call. They had somebody free in the backfield, and there's no defensive lineman or linebacker in college football that's going to catch that man.
How about a safety? Any safety?
Quarterback. I think the only guy that can catch Kyler Murray actually plays on his team, and he wears number 5.
Yes. Marquise Brown, 2nd down and 7. 4 wide receivers at Sermon. Murray to throw. Able to complete to Lee Morris for the touchdown. And that's how you answer back if you're the 7th-ranked Sooners. 16 yards. Murray to Morris for the score. (14-6). And Austin Seibert, I beg your pardon, it's about to come on and attempt to make some history. With his next extra point, he'll set the FBS record, and he boots through. Austin Seibert, congratulations, you're in the history books. And Lee Morris, I don't know if he's Chris Carter, but all he does is catch the ball. Check out today's Aflac game facts. Since 2015, Oklahoma is #1 in 7 different offensive categories. And this all goes back to when Lincoln Riley first arrived, not as the head coach, but as the offensive coordinator. And yeah, the Sooner Schooner has been blazing through the country at breakneck speed, as you can see.
Well, and there's
lighting up scoreboards.
Yeah, there's no question, and he's had unbelievable players. There's no question about that either. Baker Mayfield, and now this man. And you can make the argument that they've been better offensively through the first half of the season with Kyler Murray at quarterback.
Here is Murray taking off. Man, he is fast. Look at him blowing past people. And down to the 41, Ja'Shawn Johnson got him. That started out as nothing, and it turned into a 31-yard gain.
Well, if you're Lincoln Riley, you got a dilemma, right? This guy is so talented doing this that you want to run him, but you also don't want to run him too much in case he might, get hit or get hurt. He's only 195 pounds, maybe 5'10".
We have a dilemma trying to squeeze in the occasional instant replay. He runs fast, and they go fast. Marquise Brown on the receiving end there. 2nd and 1. I like to take a shot from the spot. But they'll put it on the ground to Kennedy Brooks. He's got first down yardage and then some inside the 30. Jordan Brooks on Kennedy Brooks there.
We're starting to see this offensive line for Oklahoma leaning on people, opening up big holes in the run game.
Murray to throw, ships one in there, and Calcaterra is rocked for the 2nd time, and it's Vontae Dorsey who nailed him again. Full marks to Calcaterra, who's made 2 tremendous
position there to take a big shot Calcaterra was on the ground for an extended period of time. We'll see if he's able to come back in a football game.
He's out right now. Nick Basquin has checked in his place. Quick throw from Marquise Brown. He'll pick up a couple on the play. Second down. Rico Jeffers will stop. They confirmed while we were away that it was a catch. I mean, Calcaterra to be able to hang on, accept that kind of punishment. A sophomore from Rancho Santa Margarita, California. He's a triplet. You know, he's got a whole lot of concerned people out there rooting for him and watching right now. Oklahoma trailing by 10 at the 12 of Texas Tech. Murray trying to scamper out with plenty of running room in front of him, and he makes it look easy. Kyler Murray for the rushing touchdown, his 7th of the season, 12 yards, no one touching him.
David Gibbs decided to bring a little bit of pressure. We wondered when he would begin to do that, right? And that's the gamble that you take. If you bring pressure, you can't just get into the backfield. You got to get this kid on the ground. And if you make one mistake in one lane, it's a house call.
Austin Seibert. He's hit 145, make it 146 consecutive extra points.
You're going to see David Gibbs brings a little bit of pressure. Here's two guys coming off of the edge. And watch when this pocket starts to collapse. Jordan Brooks goes outside, and Kyler Murray goes inside, and that's all it takes. All it takes is half of a gap, and if you're out of position, he did the same thing to Texas at the end of that game and went 60 yards for a touchdown. He just has that kind of explosiveness.
I wonder if Murray was inspired because while we were in commercial, they brought
work for an incompletion.
Only his 3rd incompletion of the night. Bowman 16 of 19 for a $147 and the 1 touchdown pass. Jet Duffy threw the other touchdown pass. We're seeing a whole lot tonight. We've got 12 minutes left in the half. Trying to set up the screen to Ward. This has been effective for the Red Raiders, and it is again down the sideline. Able to beat one man. DeLeon Ward to the house. It's 45 off the screen, and Texas Tech will add to their lead.
Their players technically, and also just from a nasty disposition standpoint, these guys are finishers.
Nasty, bordering on dirty, some might say. Whole lot of coaches think Oklahoma's offensive line, they get away with more than most. Here's Kyler Murray. Zips one in across the middle to the 30, and it's Marquise Brown as first down yardage. Gain of 10 on the play.
And even then, you see Cody Ford, the right tackle, getting mixed up with Jordan Brooks after the end of that play. And he's got to be careful because Cody Ford's lucky he's still even in this football game. He took a swing at one of the Tony Jones, the defender, early in the game, and he's bordered on it.
Murray to throw. Able to complete. Lee Morris. The pass was behind him, and Morris able to readjust himself, and make the grab.
You get that offensive line going, you get the run game going, then the RPOs start to open up. That's very difficult to defend.
Gain of 21 there. Here's Murray to throw again, the far side. It's Marquise Brown. He's going to be short of the marker to bring up a 3rd down and short. Something else to watch with Cody Ford. So he has the one on sportsmanlike penalty already.
Yeah,
so he's got to be careful.
Yeah, if he gets another one, he'd be out. I think that's on Bedenbaugh, too, to talk to him, his offensive line coach.
2nd down and 1. They got plenty from Trey Sermon. Down to the 31. Yeah, there's a lot of talking. There's a lot of yapping going on in the field. It's a physical Big 12. You can have points and still be in a physical, nasty game with these two offenses.
Yeah, there's no question. These two teams don't like each other. And I think Texas Tech, especially given the fact that they've jumped out to an early lead, they taste it. They want to win. And Lincoln Riley, I think, now is understanding he's going to have a 4-quarter battle.
It is Sermon on the ground. There's plenty of running room. He's shifty. Trey Sermon still on his feet and finally knocked out at the 5-yard line. Again, that's one of those plays that looked like nothing and turns into a 28-yard gain.
You see Bobby Evans pulls around from his left tackle spot and gets the block right there in the hole. And then you get Trey Sermon to the 2nd level. And he he's just a big physical presence at 225 pounds. You know, they started this season with Rodney Anderson. They lost him. They lost Marcelius Sutton this week to a broken leg. They're down to 3 backs on the entire team.
First down and goal. Here's Sermon out of the Wildcat. Took the snap and scores. Trey Sermon, and bows to the public.
You get the sense that Oklahoma, when they want to be physical and run the football, they're going to be able to do that, and we will tonight. This time the fullback, 27, Jeremiah Hall. Look at the block he gets on the linebacker, and that's what seals it for Sermon right at the gut.
So I'd say the Sooners have settled down nicely after the first 2 interceptions, touchdowns on all 3 of their next possessions. Seibert boots it through. What else is new? And it's a 3-point game with 8:53 to go here in the first half.
How are we doing on the keeping pace with turnovers? They've got to find a way to get some penetration in the backfield to knock some of those pullers off in the run game.
Good news for Oklahoma. Grant Calcaterra is back in the football game. Top of your screen. See if Murray's looking for him again. Deep shot down the sideline for Marquise Brown. Looking around, and a catch. Officials get together and confirm. The call on the field is a grab for 46 down the sideline.
Wow, this was tight coverage. It looked like his right foot was out of bounds. See where he possesses the ball there. Yeah, clearly that's out of bounds.
The ruling on the field of a completed pass is under further review.
What concentration, though, by Marquise Brown.
Well, he's an unbelievable talent, and we talk about the speed all the time, but he's become a more complete receiver. You see the ball skills over the shoulder in tight man-to-man coverage here. This is an unbelievable play by him. Just comes down a little bit outside on the white.
Adrian Fry, redshirt freshman from Houston, running with him step for step.
You can see the field judge there. The field judge has a difficult assignment. He's got to watch to see when he controls that ball. See his eyes looking at the ball, Steve, and then he goes down to his feet, and he just was a little bit late. It happens so fast, and that job for the official is so hard. He's in great position. It's almost impossible to see both at the same time.
And that's why he was looking for some help from his teammate in the stripes.
Yeah, you see his eyes. He's looking at the ball and then down to the feet. And that's a really good look at how difficult it is to be an official in college football.
Randy Smith is the field judge. Ruling on the field is a completed catch. The crowd roared when they showed it up on the big screen.
We talked about it, Marquise Brown. The speed that he has allows him to run different routes than other receivers would potentially run and have a bigger sting on those routes because defenders have to respect his speed down the field. So it opens up all the underneath stuff, the curls, the comebacks and the outs. And he's added those things to his repertoire. And if he can continue to catch the ball consistently like he has, he's going to be a high draft pick.
I think that left toe comes up when he finally has possession of the ball. Playing Garth Brooks in the background. He's from Oklahoma. He calls it South Texas or North Texas.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. It's a catch for down.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
So it stands.
Yeah,
stands
like
the key word there.
He controlled that ball after that left foot came up, you know. Looked like that left foot had come up before he had possession. Watch the possession. He doesn't have possession yet, and the foot's up. I mean, I don't agree with that call.
You take that kind of time and then don't correct it. Goes to the big game for Murray and Brown. 46 on the play. Oklahoma trailing by 3. Murray to throw. Sideline for Sermon out of the backfield. The flags come in. Fry on the coverage. It's a second marker down.
Boy, Trey Sermon's got the size, and then he's got the speed, because he just ran right by Fry, and Fry's a corner. I think he'd be able to keep pace with him, but I think they threw the second flag on Fry. We'll see what the flag is in the backfield.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Pass interference, number 20 is declined. Personal foul, hands in the face. Number 96 will be enforced 15 yards from the previous spot, an automatic first down.
That's Broderick Washington, who's the leader on that defensive line.
Here's the pass interference from Fry. Ball's underthrown, and he gets there early. Can't tell there from where Washington got his hands to the face.
4th straight trip to the red zone. Again, this is a drive that started back at their own 1. Option for Sermon. He'll lower the shoulder. Taken down inside the 10. Vontae Dorsey first to hit him after the gain of 12.
Vontae Dorsey has been all over the field this first half, and he's not afraid to come out and lay the wood. Texas Tech has been pretty good in red zone defense this season, Steve. They had 27 possessions of defense and only given up 13 touchdowns coming into the game. So it's been an area of strength for them. We'll see if they can keep Oklahoma out of the end zone.
Sooners already have 348 yards of offense. We've got 5 minutes to go in the half, and they're trailing by 3. Trailing for now.
Again, the play clock going down to 1.
Get the snap away. Murray pitches it to Sermon. Had him behind the line of scrimmage, and then they didn't.
Sermon has taken big hits on back-to-back plays on the sideline, and that's a message sent from this defense from Texas Tech. Dorsey is not afraid to come up and hit you. Brooks that time got up and laid the wood. But you see consistently 3 times in the first half that play clock going down to 0. They get a late start. Now they're coming to the line of scrimmage with 16-15. If they try to audible here, they're going to be up against it again.
Tony Jones had a chance there for the tackle for loss and couldn't make it. Snap it with 6. Murray throwing for Carson Meyer, the fullback, for the touchdown. And Oklahoma has their first lead of the game. That's a 99-yard drive. How do you like me now? Wow, what a game.
Boy, Enrico Jeffers had man-to-man coverage on Meyer, and he just whiffed. Tried to get a jam at the line of scrimmage, and he just fell down and whiffed, and Meyer was wide open for the touchdown.
Seibert inching his way to more records, boots it through. Carson Meyer, it's his 3rd receiving touchdown of the season.
And again, you got to worry about all those different weapons offensively.
The ball was snapped at the 2-yard line. Therefore, we will enforce half the distance to the goal to the 1, 1st and goal.
I don't think that's pass interference there. Now Parnell Motley, you know, he's had to go up against Colin Johnson in Texas. Little Jordan Humphrey, Hakeem Butler got all over him. And you wonder if Lincoln Riley, he was complaining earlier to those officials.
Yeah,
he just before that play.
Quite a stare to the referee there.
1st down and goal. Pitch to Ward. Plenty of running room. He's in for the touchdown. Red Raiders go back on top. And he's stuck on 102. 2nd and 10. Here's Murray. Red Raiders bringing some pressure, and it's great to see Calcaterra make another grab. He's got 1st down yardage. He took 2 tremendous blows in the first half. But Vontae Dorsey able to hang on to both of those.
I was just standing behind Kyle Murray. And I'll tell you 2 things that stood out today with him seeing him live for the first time. He's faster and he's smaller than you see on tape. But really impressive job there, seeing over his offensive line and being able to find a window like all the great shorter quarterbacks are able to do.
I don't know if he's seeing over, Todd, or maybe finding a window to see through.
X-ray vision. He's listed at 5'10". Doesn't sound like McShay's buying that. Here's Murray to throw. Able to complete to CeeDee Lamb. His forward progress will give him first down yardage as he swung back. The amazing thing about Murray, if he's 5'10" or 5'9", he's only had 5 passes tipped at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, we're not talking about 6 feet even. Yeah, Baker Mayfield, we're talking about 5'9" or 5'10".
I think a lot of that has to do, if he doesn't see something, he's got that athletic ability to go make a play with his feet, so he doesn't have to force anything.
Murray lofts one down the sideline for Lee Morris. He's got it. Did he stay in? And the signal is touchdown. 46 if it stands. Lee Morris will be his second score of the night as he tiptoed down the sideline.
Boy, Morris' second touchdown of this game. You said it, came in 13 catches, 7 for touchdowns. He's got 2 more in this game. But this play was really made by the athleticism and the accuracy of Kyler Murray.
Seibert kicks through another extra point, and we go back and forth. Oklahoma goes back on top.
You get one of the fastest players in college football on the edge to affect a defense like this, but then has the touch to throw on the run. Defender over the shoulder of Morris. This is the lethal combination of Kyler Murray.
And now the Alan Bowman injury becomes more magnified. Where is he?
Normally how it is, right? It's certainly, and normally it's a turnover. Like, who can get a stop and a turnover? You see Marquise Brown's back out on the field.
2nd down and 2. Sermon has first down yardage and then some. Give him 6. Touchdown, 20 yards for Trey Sermon. Like so many of the runs tonight that appear to be they're going to go for a few yard gain, and then it turns about to be 20 and a score.
We talked about this offensive line, and this time Bobby Evans, the left tackle, watch him pull around. He's going to get the block that's going to open up the hole. They're just so good with those tackles. Both of them running both directions, and they just cover up linebackers, and Sermon makes him pay.
Extra point on the way, and good. Trey Sermon has 20 carries for 147 yards and a couple of scores. See how Texas Tech can try to answer this. And get a first down still.
If you kick it here, you at least give yourself a chance.
Duffy going to take a shot for Wesley, and it's knocked away. And flag comes down. It's Motley. Antoine Wesley was the intended receiver.
Pass interference. Defense, number 11. The foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal.
6th penalty on the Sooners this half, Todd.
And it's been really interesting in the last few plays standing behind Cliff Kingsbury, watching him manage this inexperienced quarterback. Signal.
Yes. And you kind of made the decision for yourself to go for it again.
Got the pass interference penalty the last time. 4th and goal from the 4. Duffy throwing against his body. It's tipped. It's caught for the touchdown. Zach Austin makes the grab off the turf and hooks it around the pylon for the score. And we're a 2-point conversion away from a tie game.
Austin was in motion there, and this is a great throw from Duffy. Going to opposite, if you're throwing in, looked like that ball may have been tipped. And a great job of awareness from Zach Austin, knowing where he is on the field to get that football inside the pylon.
Zach Austin from Lake Travis High School walked on with Baker Mayfield. Makes the grab there. 2-point conversion for the tie. Seth Collins going to throw it, and it's intercepted in the end zone. Robert Barnes bringing it down the sideline. Robert Barnes picking up his blockers. Robert Barnes for 2 the other way. What a stunning turn of events. Texas Tech going for the 2-point conversion to tie it, and it's Oklahoma the other way to give themselves a 4-point lead.
They ran this play earlier in the game, and Seth Collins is a former quarterback. He was a quarterback at Oregon State, transferred and played receiver here, so they're confident in him throwing the football, but that was a poor decision, and you don't think you're going to give up 2 points when you're going for 2. Here in the fourth quarter has been the little things, the 4-minute offense that you don't think about when you think about Oklahoma.
Sermon some more. Sermon wants some more. Forget the yards. How about another touchdown? Trey Sermon. And it's an even 50 for the Sooners.
He's almost like a body puncher in boxing. You know, he's so big at 230 pounds, and he's been wearing on this Tech defense, as has that offensive line, and eventually you get to the end of the fight, and Texas Tech gave in, and that was an easy touchdown for Oklahoma.
Here's Seibert with yet another extra point. A flag goes flying, 2 of them, in fact. I have 3. No, me, I'll take a shot.
Problem is you don't have a physical up front run game.
They bring in Dawson Deaton, the left tackle, as a blocker, and Jet Duffy runs behind him for the score.
Well, you can't run off the field, Jet. You gotta go for 2. Get the play.
So hold the phone. 65 seconds remain on the clock. They bring in Dawson Deaton.
Wow. Almost. He didn't get in initially.
Kenneth Murray trying to knock the ball free.
All right, last time they went for 2, Seth Collins threw an interception return for 2 points for.
Yes, they did. And we get whistles before this. Trying to make it a field goal game. Back of the end zone, knocked away. Robert Barnes got the hand on it. And Barnes unable to return that one 100 yards. You're not going to probably see that again. Well, this game anyway.
Tried to slip Antoine Wesley into the back of the end zone. It's just great recognition there from Barnes.
Had 1,160 total yards of offense tonight. As we play out the final minute. Stay tuned after the game. The Ford wrap up. And there's plenty to unpack and then wrap up again here.
Well, you look at Oklahoma, and they have preserved their potential run to the college football playoff. And certainly it wasn't pretty, and there was a lot of things that Lincoln Riley can address with his team after this one. I think the first thing out of his mouth would be you come on the road and you win in a hostile environment. After the way it started with the 2 turnovers
yes.
for Kyler Murray, you can take the positives away there. But to me, cleaning up some of those unsportsmanlike conduct fouls would be priority number 1.
It was a long time ago that Texas Tech led 14-0 in this game. Oklahoma has touchdown drive 75, 75, 83, 99, 69, 75, and 75 yards. Long drives and not time consuming. Not the way Oklahoma plays. And they win their 19th consecutive true road game. Down to the field, here's Todd.
Well, Coach, early on you had a couple turnovers. And quarterback Kyler Murray throws the 2 interceptions. How do you get him to kind of settle back in after that?
He's a competitor. He's been in these arenas. He's got a lot of confidence in what we're doing, a lot of confidence in himself. He came back and played awesome the rest of the way.
And what have you learned from your defense tonight? Obviously, a couple of them put in some tough situations early on.
Yeah, we did. We put them in terrible situations with the turnovers and with penalties, like right there at the end. So we're growing. We're getting better. We did it without a lot of our guys tonight, but we found a way to win in a tough environment.
Appreciate it. Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks,
Kyler Murray and Trey Sermon were excellent. You can only wonder how this game might have been different if Alan Bowman could have played that second half. Final score here in Lubbock, Texas. 7th-ranked Sooners continue on with a 51-46 win over Texas Tech. Brian Greasy, Todd McShay, our producer Josh Hoffman, director Mike Schwab. I'm Steve Levy. Don't forget to turn those clocks back, people. So long from West Texas. Send you to the 4th.